What's going on? Oh, here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bravo with Sheila. Ladies, let's chat. And guess what? What we're going to do tonight is we're going to chat. And I know you're waiting for me to say it. I'm so excited. I'm always excited when I do a show, and I'm just grateful to be here today to chat with this beautiful jewel of a woman. Listen, a great show tonight. So I'm so happy. So I hope you got your cool beverage. I hope you know I'm drinking H2O tonight. Sometimes I'm drinking the ice, whatever it is, no judgment zone. You got a cocktail? I don't care. Just come on and chill out. This show was designed, I'm tongue tied tonight. This show was designed to help move women from pain to power and from power to victory, to influence you and to give you encouragement, to help push you and shove you to that place, that next level, to raising the bar. We are raising the bar tonight with Bravo. And so I have an incredible guest tonight, and I want you to just sit back and just sit and just take it all in. Let her encourage you with her story. Let her encourage you with all of the barriers that she has broken down. I'm telling you, her name is DeBorah Gray. I've known her for over 50 years. That's right. We grew up together. We have so many layers of stories and experiences together. And I just knew I had to give her flowers right here and spotlight her here on Bravo with Sheila. So without further ado, I want you to receive her. But before I do that, I want you to know that her name is DeBorah Gray, and she's part of an incredible group called Unveiled Unlocked. And it's a movement that provides an invitation to dialogue and talk and speak about people's and everyone's opportunity to expand their perception of what? Something we really need to talk about, the beauty code. So stay tuned. We're getting ready to talk about the beauty code. Let me bring my guest right to the platform. Here she is. Here she is. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are here tonight. Now, I might trip up and call you Deb.
That's
Right.
okay.
We got history. So I don't think I ever called you Deborah. That came after the fact, but that's not what we grew up with, right? It was Deb. And so I know that you received this wonderful name where people call you Mama. I was like, okay, all right, with the Mama, that's good. And so I'm so glad. How are you tonight? How are
I
you?
am great. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yes.
Um, yeah, this is a great opportunity. Thank you for
Did you
having
have a
me.
good day today?
I had a good day. I went to therapy today and physical therapy,
Uh-huh.
and he worked on my back, and that was a good thing. And when I
Okay.
got up off that table, I walked out better than I walked in. So yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
that's good. Therapy is awesome. Both
Yes.
mental, physical, emotional, it's all awesome.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So listen, Deb, it's so much to chat about with you tonight. And I just want to thank you so much for being here to share your story, to share your journey of what you've come through and where you are now. So let's take it back. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. But before we do that, we're raising the bar on this Bravo channel. So let's play something for the folks first.
Okay.
Right, all right, all right. Where's my vets? That's right. I gave my women the bra vets. Me and Bishop was on here. She said, we got to give our team, we got to give our tribe a name. It's bra vets. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So bravo to all of you out there. You know what you do. Take that right hand, that left hand, put it on your heart, your mind, your soul, wherever you need encouragement. Wherever you need encouragement, you have to learn to encourage yourself. So here we are getting ready to dive into DeBorah Gray's life, also known as Mama. Right? And so listen, Deb, let's go back a little bit and talk about, because tonight we're talking about Unveiled Unlocked,
Right.
right? And we will give enough time to really talk about that. But let's talk about where you were raised and what kind of childhood you had as a young girl. And then we'll jump into, you know, the point in time where you got this news that really rocked you to your feet and to your knees, you know. So let's talk about that.
So, as Sheila said, we've known each other for over 50 years. We grew up in a Harlem project where families believe that it takes a village to raise a child. So, yes, Miss Dee Dee was my other mother and the mother of a whole lot of people in the project.
For those
But
of you who
all of,
don't know, Miss
you
Dee
know,
Dee is my mother.
yes. Um, all of us that were raised in the project, our mothers knew each other. It was about family living in the project. It was about family. I mean, I think back of those days. I had the best childhood. I had so much fun. We did so many things together, and it wasn't about computers back then. It was about on the street shooting loadies with the guys, playing hopscotch in the park, on the swings, on the sliding boards, on
Yeah,
the monkey bars. We did
yeah,
all of that, all of that.
absolutely.
So yeah, my childhood was great. Sheila and I, we go back a long time. We did a lot of things together,
Yeah,
went places together, hung out, and we lived together for a
we
while.
did live together for a while. We
Yes, we
sure
did,
did.
up in the Bronx.
Absolutely. Bronx, New York, because this is going worldwide. So
Right,
some folks
right.
don't know where the Bronx is. So now they know Bronx, New
Yeah,
York.
Bronx,
Yes.
New York. Yes, we lived together for a while. Our children, I had my daughter before she had her first daughter.
Hmm.
And then she had her second daughter, and then I had a son.
Right.
Um, yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we had a great time growing up. We had an awesome time together. God bless you, Ine. And someone is greeting you, DeBorah. This is a wonderful young lady. Ine is saying to you, you see the screen? She said, hey,
yes,
Miss DeBorah.
yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
Thank you for being here, Ine. So yeah, so let's talk about, you know, because we have a lot to cover. Let's
Okay.
talk about, I remember seeing you one day and you had been deadly ill. You had told me that you had got this diagnosis, and the diagnosis caused you to have to cut all of your hair off. You struggled in your body, you were sick. Let's tell the audience a little bit about that day you went to the doctor and heard that news.
Ooh, bring it back memories, getting tears in my eyes.
It's okay
Okay.
because you're still
So,
standing.
so this it's been a little over 20 years. It's been over 20 years since I got diagnosed. And when I first got ill, they didn't know what was wrong with me.
Hmm.
They did every blood test. I got tested for AIDS, every venereal disease, high blood pressure, um, diabetes, everything.
Hmm.
Everything came back negative. So
Hmm.
now I'm thinking I got an incurable disease and nobody don't know what's wrong with me and I'm gonna die. So right then and there, I'm depressed because now
Right.
the doctors don't know what's wrong with me.
Yes.
But I was losing my hair. I had locks and they had grew. They looked
Yeah, you
healthy
had
and
nice
everything.
locks. Yeah.
And I went to bed one night and I woke up and five of my locks was laying on the pillow. And I was like, this only happened in cartoons. But me being the uppity person that I am or
Hmm.
was at that time, I made it and twisted it around and went on to work. And I was experiencing a lot of pain, but still didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So a week later, uh, on the other side of my head, a couple of more locks fell out. So now I'm really thinking, oh God, I got something. So I go to the doctor. They ran all this barrier tests and everything came back negative. So they decided to send me to a specialist to see why my hair was coming out. And so they did a scalp biopsy. They cut my scalp and they did this biopsy in 2 places. And when it came back, it said alopecia and lupus was attacking my hair follicles. But lupus wasn't showing up in my blood. So they didn't know that's what it was, but they did want to give me a bunch of medicine that I refused to take at that particular time. Even though I was in a lot of pain, I'm like, why am I taking this medicine if it's not in my blood? Like, why you want to give me something for nothing?
Right.
But then it was about maybe 5 years later that it showed up in my blood. Now I'm really suffering because my joints is hurting. I'm sick.
Yeah.
I can't make it to work. I was just really, really devastated. It was hard. It was not only hard for me, but my husband was like, what is wrong with you? Because he didn't know. I didn't know. But finally, I got diagnosed with lupus, and lupus damaged my hair follicles along with, and my hair still, it grows in some spots, but I have more bald spots than I would have hair. But at that time, I had patches, and the patches were like flaky black patches that was really horrible looking. So I kept my hair covered all the time. But I was devastated. I was depressed. They wanted to put me on depression medicine. And, you can't always take that stuff because those type of drugs will make you more depressed. Sometimes they make you commit suicide. And I had read up on some of those drugs, and I was like, I'm not taking that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to just have to suffer and pull through this.
Yeah.
And being a person that never really liked reading and writing, I started writing.
But don't jump to that first. I want you to say what it was and what it felt like the moment you made the decision to cut all of your hair off. And I remember you telling me a story one day.
Okay. I'll
my
tell
cousin
that
said
story.
you are pretty. Cousin Janice is on Facebook. Hello, Facebook.
So
I remember you telling me a story about
so
mean. Wait, let me ask you this: when people were being rude to you and being mean, you said people were so mean, Sheila, and I was like, "What are you saying?" And you gave me a story about one time you were on a bus.
On a bus. Okay, so I decided that. So my hair was short, but I still kept my head covered. I wasn't feeling this. Back then, you didn't see women with bald heads or short hair, except on the cover of one of those albums, that sister that cut her hair off. But you didn't see women walking around the street with no hair. But I wanted to be. I was trying to be brave. I was trying to get through this. And I went to a female barber, and she cut my hair as short as she could cut it, to try to hide the bald spots so it didn't. So I had like a Caesar. Okay. And I got on the bus, and I'm, no hat, no nothing.
Trying to be bold and courageous.
Trying to be bold. And a couple of brothers said, sister, you got to be a strong individual to cut your hair like that. These are brothers that would compliment me. So I was feeling pretty good. Got on the bus, sat in front of 2 women that talked about me like I was not even there. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with these women cutting their hair off, looking like men. Why they want to be with another woman? They were real vulgar and rude.
And you had got so much courage to get and take this bus ride, to get your hair cut. And the enemy is something. He'll always find a body to jump in to discourage you. Go ahead.
So I could feel the tears bubbling up, And so I turned around and I cussed them 2 women out. And I guess they thought that I was the rudest thing but they needed an awakening. I woke them up. I really woke them up, and I was real vulgar. God forgive me, but I was vulgar.
Yes.
And I cussed them out so bad, but I didn't let them see me cry. I got off the bus, and then I broke down.
Right.
And then I walked the rest of the way to work because I just had to release and get that off of me. And I was trying to be strong. When I got to work, the girls that worked with me knew something was wrong, and they consoled me. You know, they were good. Um,
That's something,
yeah,
Deb.
it's hard, and
It is.
it was hard for a long time
And that's what
because
I really want you to get into before you get to what your breakthrough. I don't want you to rush your story
okay,
and skip
so
over
it
because
was
let me
years.
say this to you, because this story is going to bless so many people, so many women, some men, young women, whatever, because I know how you were. You had a head full of hair. And I know that probably in this season, as a woman, did you feel insecure? Now you're around your husband with no hair. Did the thoughts go in your mind like, oh my God, what is he thinking? And even though I know Leslie and he's supportive, still men are used to, you understand? So did you feel
I
insecure
felt,
as a
yes,
woman?
I did. Yes, I did. I lost my crown.
You
I
lost your
lost my
crown.
crown. And I felt I looked like a man. I
Okay.
threw every pair of pants that I had, I threw them away because I didn't want to wear pants because I felt I
The
was
identity.
masculine.
Oh,
Yeah. I
mhm.
felt masculine. I'm not over endowed, so I have very small breasts. And I just didn't feel feminine. And I've never been a person to wear makeup.
No, you haven't. You've been power to the people. You've been Afrocentric since the day I've met you.
But I never wore makeup. I had to, and still I was like, oh, I saw Sheila with lipstick. Maybe I should have put a little lipstick.
No,
But I've
you
never
know,
been a
Sheila, you
person to
know
really,
me. You know, I'm
yeah,
always, since you've
yes,
known me, and you're you and I'm me, and it
yeah,
doesn't matter. And I meant to tell you on this platform, when people put comments in, I will put the comments on the screen, as well as Facebook. When they say things, I will read them. And one of the comments though on Facebook, she's saying, great job, with a thumbs up. And my cousin is saying, our cousin cut all her hair off and she is beautiful. So you know Janice, my cousin, she's
Janice,
telling you
yes,
that one of our cousins cut her hair off, and she's beautiful. But see, sometimes when you don't have a choice, and Jeanette just signed on with YouTube. Hi Jeanette. You know Jeanette, little Jeanette.
Jeanette Moore.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying is, sometimes with women and things that happen in life by surprise, we have to make decisions. And some women, as you say today, it is totally normal now to have a bald head. It's a thing now. It's a whole fashion
Thing,
thing.
yes,
And some women do it by choice. You
yeah,
didn't do it by choice. So you was
no.
forced to lose your crown and become bald. That's why I wanted you to pause and tell us what you felt like. Your husband was used to seeing you a certain way, walking down the street, walking on your job. You had to have that process to feel when you got set free, where you said, I'm doing it. And that's going to segue into where you are now. But please tell us a little bit more of the transition and what you went through emotionally and mentally.
So maybe I should go back and let everybody know that I was a professional dancer.
There you go.
I danced with Mama Lou Parks. I did African dance with Dance Africa. So I traveled a lot dancing. I did a
Yes.
lot of things
Incredible
dancing.
dancer. Incredible dancer.
And people just, I knew a lot of people. I still know a lot of people, but I knew a lot of people back then. And the guys in the project used to bet when it was time for the finals and the semifinals. They would make bets on what place I was going to place when I danced at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Thinking about Freddie Myers and them.
No, you a very,
Wow.
very good dancer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jeanette
But
says, Jeanette is saying, yes, you are beautiful. That's Jeanette. And then we have our sister here, Patricia
oh,
Arthur.
that's my sister. That's
Peace.
Nefertiti.
Hair, okay, hair or hair free. Listen, makeup or no makeup, you are both beautiful. Amen. Thank you so
Thank
much, sis,
you.
for the
Thank
comment.
you.
Yes, yes. And so yes, yes. Thank you so much, Patricia. I appreciate that. So yeah, I remember you when we were young. I remember making you dance for me by yourself near the house, right? I said, Deb, could you just dance? Just do your dance. And you would do the jitterbug. You would do all those dances, swinging and turning. And it was an appreciation because my mom, when she was young,
She
used to
loved
be
it.
a dancer.
She
She knew
loved
all
it.
those. You knew the Lindy Hop. You knew the African. I mean, you were a born dancer. You had the it on you. So yes, I want you to tell everyone
Yeah.
how that affected that whole confidence and the dancing and everything.
So what going back by being a dancer, I just thought when I was having all this pain and everything, I thought it was like from the years of dancing, the pressure on my legs, my
Okay.
feet. I just thought that was what was going on. And I didn't go to the doctor right away. I didn't go to the doctor until my hair fell out. And then I was thinking, oh my God, did my husband give me something? I don't want him to hear me say that. But yeah, that's what I was
You still
thinking.
just as funny as I don't know what. Ine says, Miss at DeBorah, thank you for your transparency. Sometimes hair hides beauty, and you are rocking all yours right
Oh,
now.
thank you. Thank you.
I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you. Y'all gonna
Yeah.
make me cry.
It's all, that's
Oh,
what we do here. It's all real. It's authentic.
but yeah. So yeah, being a dancer, traveling, hair was never like a real big thing to me. Throw it in a ponytail. I used to wear two pigtails. Then I got locks. So we did all kind of craziness with hair. Hair
Right.
didn't mean anything to me until it started falling out, and I was
Right.
like, OMG, what am I going to do?
So
I
you're
knew,
saying you took a long time. You had signs in your body something was off. And
right,
we do that. We do that a lot. You had signs something's not right, but because we wear so many hats, because we don't usually take time out or
that's
pause for
right.
ourselves, we're always being the mom, the worker, the this. We wear so many hats in a day. The woman gets lost in the process, right? And
Right.
so because our strength, we move it, we're doing everything because we have so much strength, but at the same time we ignore the signs that are going on within our own body, and we're putting ourselves last. We're on the back burner, right? And so you took a while before
And I was
you had
working
to see your braids on the pillow.
right. And remember, I was working in the hospital. I was nursing before any of this took place. So
Right.
I had some kind of sense of my body. I had a little medical training, so I knew
Yeah.
certain things, but I didn't know everything.
Yeah.
And when this happened to me, I was like, what is going on with my body? Why am I in so much pain? I mean, my joints, my fingers was getting crooked. And I was like, what is this?
Mhm.
My legs, my knees, my feet, everything was hurting. But I had stuff to do. I
There
had
you go.
family. I had foster kids I was raising. I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And but then when my hair started falling out, my husband was like, what's going on? Like, why your hair? Oh, you must have twisted it too tight. That's
Mm.
what he was saying. Maybe you twisted too tight when you washed it. That's why it's falling out. I was like, no, because if you do like this and it come out, that ain't from twisting it too tight.
Exactly. Exactly.
But that went on, and I was devastated. I
Yeah.
Every time I looked in the mirror, I cried.
I saw
I
you. I saw you
cried.
often. I would be in Harlem, and I would run into you, and you would talk to me because we're close. Even if we hadn't talked, we have a strong foundation. And
Right.
you were so sad and so depressed about your hair, and I'd be like, Deb, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. And then you were sick. You was not just your hair. Lupus was messing your body
Body
up.
up.
You couldn't walk sometimes. You couldn't get out the bed. At one point, you had to stop working. So I
Mhm.
could only imagine, because you've always been highly energetic. You've always been involved with Afrocentric and people and community. So I can only imagine being in your shoes, trying to figure out, like, how am I going to regroup and still live? Because you were very depressed.
And
Uh,
it took years. Trust me, it is not hard. It is not easy
mhm.
going through depression. Depression will knock you off your feet. It will set you back to some place you've never been before.
Yes.
And thank God for family and friends that really helped me pull through this, because without them, I would not be here today. I think I really would have done
That's when the
something.
village, you
Yeah,
said the village, that's
the
when the village
village.
shows up. That's when the
Yep.
tribe shows up. And so okay, so now those of you who've just tuned in, if you have not hit that thumbs up, when you come in, just hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you've never subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so that you will be notified every time we go live. Listen, also across the street, I have a new channel, the Sheila Ingram Ministries broadcast, where we really go deep into scriptures and different things. So please travel across the street and subscribe and hit the like button on the Sheila Ingram Ministry broadcast, and also here on the Bravo with Sheila. People in the chat on Facebook is saying, oh, my cousin Doris is on. Welcome, Doris. Janet says, I really love this. She looks great. You go, sister. You was beautiful then and now. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is awesome. She got praying hands. People over here in the comments, Jeanette put up, so you should taking care of everybody else, instead of taking care of yourself. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then Jeanette said, tell the truth. Yes, tell the truth. So here we are. You're in this space. You're going through this transition. You're not a teenager. You have children. You're married, been married forever. And you remember a sidebar, when I say sidebar, that means I'm tear off to something else. I remember you used to cook, girl. When we lived together, you would cook. You were cooking something. And I remember seeing you one day and I was like, Dad, you cooking on Sunday? You said, Sheila, I don't cook no more. I was like, what? I was like, what you mean you don't cook no more?
I have to ask permission to use the kitchen.
Because your husband is a cooker. So you said, Leslie cooked better than me. I said, no way.
Well, he's not a traditional cook. I cook the collard greens, the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
I do that. He does grilled fish, the shrimp. People come to the house, they be like, Leslie making shrimp? I be like,
well, I just threw that in there, have a little light moment in between the deep convo. So let's talk about, okay, you're depressed, you're just out of it. Now, let's talk about Unveiled Unlocked. Let's talk about first how you started moving towards giving yourself therapy by using a paper and a pen.
So again, on the bus, I was riding the bus one day, and the sister came up to me and she said, excuse me, is your hair by choice or by illness? So, I looked at her like, excuse me. She said, I don't mean to pry, but she said, I have a collective called Unveiled Unlocked, and we're Barehead Beauties and Barehead Brothers.
Wait, say it again. You can't rush that title. First of all, Unveiled
Unlocked.
Barehead
Beauties and Barehead Brothers.
Go ahead.
And this collective, she said, we talk, we have difficult conversations. We do workshops around health and healing. And I'm looking at her, and her head is shaven, but she has 2 locks right in the center of her head. Correct. This is Alethea, who is the founder of Unveiled Unlocked. And at the time that they were getting ready to do this photo shoot, I was doing Dance Africa.
Okay.
So I'm not dancing, but I'm the artistic director for the spiritual part of the program, where we dress in white and we pay homage to the ancestors. We open up the passageways. So I could do that, but I couldn't dance. So I was honored to be selected to be the artistic director for that. So here I am and she invited me to be a part of the collective. She gave me her card and everything, phone number, where they meet in the center and everything. And I said, well, I can't come on this particular day, but I'll call you so I can make the next meeting.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
And I went to this meeting, and I was just amazed at the amount of men who go through the same thing that women go through when they lose their hair. Don't think that they don't go through something, because men get depressed too from losing their hair. And especially when you're a 35-year-old man and you're getting a receding hairline and you got to shave all your hair off, you think you look old.
Right.
But we think they look fly. But men suffer also. Men go through the same as we do.
Yeah.
So I went, and we
Did
had.
you feel like you were at home when you walked in?
What
did you feel
very
like? I could only
comfortable.
imagine, like, the light went on.
Yes, and it was a lot of females and males there at that particular time, who some shaved their heads to support a family member who was going through chemotherapy and lost their hair, and they shaved their head off to support that individual. And I just was amazed at the amount of women that was shaving their heads off to support a family member. And that's when my therapy started. And I was writing before that, but I wasn't sharing my poetry, and I wasn't sharing and I wasn't sharing my story, because it was too painful to even talk about.
Right.
And even my kids were like, Mom, you look beautiful. You look better with no hair than you do with hair. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
But you didn't know if there were other people that felt
the same way
like you felt. You just thought, and I can understand that. You thought, like, first of all, you've always been a private person, right? Very open and friendly and everything, but you thought you were all alone in this thing.
Alone.
Yeah.
I felt all by myself. I'm like, what? Women, you don't see women with no hair? What am I supposed to do? And the bad part about it, some women that lose their hair and have alopecia, they could put a wig on. I couldn't put a wig on at that time because I had these sores in my head.
Okay.
So I was wearing galays and hats, and I had thousands of hats because I needed to have a hat with every outfit, because I try to be fly,
So the lupus is you still fighting lupus?
Yes, I still have it. But let me say this. Since I've done holistic stuff, and since I changed my eating habits, and I eat differently, and I think in the last 10 years, I've been in the hospital 3 times.
And prior to that?
Oh, God. It was like almost every month I was in the hospital. But since. So
you did the work.
I did the work. It was hard, but I did it because I needed to do it, because I enjoy life. So I needed to do it.
Yes.
And if anybody out there that's losing your hair and you need somebody to talk to, I'll give you my number. We can get together, because I know how hard it was for me. And I'm a person, I'll help people that I don't know.
Well, yeah, you do. I know that for a fact. That would be correct. Yes. So now you're in this organization. You walked in, you see this beautiful community where a lot of people there had to cut their hair off because of illness. Some cut it off by choice to represent and to stand in the gap for somebody suffering. You see men who's also maybe ill or just don't know how to deal with losing their hair. So you have a community, a dynamic. And I remember the first time that I was out, I think I was on the gospel stage, the WBLS stage. I was doing my singing and everything.
Right.
And I didn't know you were part of the event, Harlem Week. And when I saw you, I was like, DeBorah. And then this was around 5 years ago that I saw your first performance with you. Talk about Unveiled Unlocked. what you guys do in the community, and when you travel and people request you to come and perform. Talk a little bit about that, what goes on.
So with them, we've hit the runway. We've done fashion shows for uh Pink, Pink on the runway. So for cancer, we've done Lupus walks. We did the Lupus walk. We've done talk backs. We do difficult, like I said before, we have difficult conversations. We
Mm-hmm.
do a thing called Wobia with a woman who's losing her hair, and we all get together. Uh, Alethea and I and a couple other women have our barber's license. So if a woman comes in, we will shave their head, and all of us will put hands on her and pray.
Oh, wow.
So we do
That's
a
so
lot of stuff.
awesome. That's so caring.
So actually in October, Alethea is doing a 4-day um virtual conference, Unveiled Unlocked. And I'm pretty sure all of this will be going on. We'll probably do a Wobia.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's somebody out there that might want to try to be daring and have their head shaved, we'll be there for you.
Or if they need to have it
Or
shaved,
if they need to
if
have it
for a particular illness or
for
something.
illness
Not
or
only that, you give encouragement. It's not just you
we,
just take care of their head, give them the
right.
confidence about being bold,
We
but
pray
you
with
pray and
you.
you give them, and you have tools.
We have tools to encourage you. We do table talks. We do, like I
That's so
said, those
awesome.
difficult conversations. We there to support you.
That's so, and you're so strong and mighty. Look at you now. Look at you today. You have no more tears. Your
No,
testimony
I
is
still
so.
cry
I'm
sometimes. I'm
sure
not
you
gonna
do,
lie. I
but
still
that's
cry.
expected. That's expected. But
But
God
I've learned to
moved you.
cry in the
Yeah,
shower, because when you cry in the shower, that's cleansing. So you release even better.
yeah.
So that's something y'all
Jeanette
could try.
says, "Wow, what a blessing! What a blessing!" Yes, this is a blessing, and this is so awesome because I've seen a lot of people who were struck with cancer or whatever. I know someone who started making wigs for cancer patients because the cancer, the chemo and everything was pulling their hair out. And you're right, a woman really feels lost if something's going on with her hair,
Right.
I was dealing with something, and I was like, oh my God. And all of my hair didn't come out, but a whole big patch came out because my hair was braided too tight. And I
Tight.
had never lost hair like that. And I didn't know what to do just with that alone. And so it doesn't make us who we are, because ultimately, internally, is who we are on the inside. That's the beauty that comes
Yes.
out, right? But
So
we can't negate the fact that when something happens on the outer garment, that affects us. Like, you can, certain things affect you as when things unexpectedly. I know that when I got hit by the car crossing the street, and the car ran the light and crushed my leg, right?
yes,
And it took me, what, 3 or 4 years
years to
to,
get back
after three
to.
surgeries, right? But in that process, I didn't know how it beat down how secure I was and how confident I was. I even had the fact of this almost PTSD, like afraid to cross the street,
Cross
and
the street, right.
and then coming out in a wheelchair for a season, feeling like, oh my God, I can't. When people look at you, I have such a great respect for the disabled. I always did, but when something happens to you,
You.
you really could feel an ID with someone that's going through whatever type of disability. And when I had to walk with the cane, and when I, for a long time, then had another surgery, and then in the wheelchair, I felt so insecure. I felt so, I didn't want to walk around because people look at you strange or
Right.
that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that comparing the two. I'm just saying the dynamics of unexpected things that happen to us in life, how we have to, if we want to like get through the process, we have to learn how to navigate through it to get to that place called there.
Right.
And so
Right.
you're at that place called there, where you've navigated through it, and where now you become a blessing, such a blessing. And thank God your steps are ordered by the Lord. You were on that bus. Had you been 5 minutes later or 2 minutes earlier. You would have
Wouldn't
missed
have
that
never.
bus. You might
Yep,
not have met this wonderful lady that
that's
see
true.
God. You have to look at what God does, right? Sometimes we don't see him. Yes, you do see him. You see him in that other person. He
Person.
sends
That's
in your
right.
presence. So you could have been late for that bus or early, and that woman would have been gone. But God saw fit to have you, held you up, had you walk slower, had you whatever happened to you that morning. You were on that bus for
With
a
her.
reason. And he was like, here, daughter, here's your
Mm-hmm.
gift. Here,
Yep.
daughter, I got you. So we do see him. We see him every day if we're paying attention. Now you're with this beautiful. I mean, I love to watch you guys perform. I just saw you last summer, right? I was out there.
Right.
I wasn't singing, but my artist was out there.
Were right.
And I sat there and I was just getting my footage of you, and everybody was running over with the cameras to interview you guys. And you got the drummers. It's so, so beautiful.
Thank
It's so
you. Thank you.
beautiful. And you are beautiful.
Thank you. You too.
So I want to know, I want you to share with us. Can you tell us one of your poems? Tell me, read the poem. It might be in your memory, but talk about the poem, your first piece that sets you free. Because aside from Unveiled Unlocked, you have your own little lane of doing poetry and everything. So you have to talk about that because you have an event coming up.
I do.
Okay.
So, poetry was my therapy while I was going through what I was going. And a
Mhm.
piece that I wrote called Loving Me is I call it my signature piece because no matter where I go, I'll always do that piece with hopes that it will encourage somebody who may be going through something. It doesn't have to be just hair loss, it could be anything,
Mhm.
any illness, loss of a family member, anything that you're going through.
Mhm.
Maybe it can encourage you to look forward and look up and know that there is light,
Mhm.
that you can get out of the darkness by
Yes.
following the light in front of you. So
Yes.
I'll share this piece. It's called Loving Me.
Okay.
Loving me from head to toe is just one of my many fantasies. As I take notice of the changes in this vessel that you see, my head with hair now shaven, but the shape to my amaze is perfect for a lady of my stature and my age. My eyes can be captivating because I love the lure of my men. And I'm always, always looking at everything I can. And as my daddy always told me about that red thing in my mouth, it'll cause you lots of trouble if you're not careful what you talk about.
Mhm.
And my neck is kind of slender and my shoulders kind of broad and my breasts are teeny weeny and my arms are very long. And then I see my belly with some fullness and some fat. And I guess that comes with aging. And I really don't like that. And I just cannot imagine what happened to my shape. So I do a little pivot, a modeling technique used with grace. And then I turn my head around to see what's at my rear. No big booty sticking out. It just does not appear. But my legs are still quite firm, for all the dancing seemed to help. And my feet are another issue I prefer not to talk about. For you see, I keep them covered so no one else can see. I've become very sensitive of the feet that carry me. So to me, I've been very loving, receptive, and kind, taking pride in this vessel to keep every part alive. To my sisters and my brothers, take notice of the vessel you're in and give it all your attention. Love the body that you're in. Thank
Bravo. Bravo. I know everyone that's on here is saying bravo. Oh, I've heard you do that piece, but I had it all to myself this time. And
you.
I heard it very, very slowly and very graceful. Thank you so much. What a beautiful,
Thank
beautiful
you.
piece. Oh, Deb. Oh, my God. Now tell us about this event that you're getting ready to do.
Oh, so since the pandemic set in, I've been doing writing, writing with New York Writers Coalition and Bronx Net and different places. I've been looking online and I've been writing with them. They give you prompts so you get to write,
Yeah.
what the prompt is about.
Yeah.
And I have a neighbor down the hall that's with theater companies and stuff like that. And he asked me to write a piece. Ain't I a woman?
Mm.
So I had a piece. I fixed it up and wrote it and sent it in, and they accepted the piece. And on Sunday the
Bravo!
27th, AGM Theater Company will be reading my piece along with several other women that were selected. Their pieces were selected. And it'll be Sunday at 3:00. You could go to AGM Theater Company and get it, and it's a virtual thing. You can look at it.
Wow.
And so
AG,
that
give that
piece,
information. Give that information. Do you? Well, you don't have an IG page yet, but you will soon. Yeah.
if you look under DeBorah Gray, Mama D,
On Facebook.
it's on my Facebook page.
Okay,
So
so
you'll
give
see
that
the
name
flyer.
again. Give that name again.
AGM Theater Company. I'm gonna show you the flyer.
And you said on your Facebook, what's your Facebook name?
It's DeBorah Gray, Mama D.
Okay. Okay. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
I got it.
I think it's just
It's
so.
like this.
That's the flyer. Come
Right.
close. No. Yep, right there. There you go. It's a beautiful flyer. Yep, right there. Very nice.
So yeah,
Very
so
nice.
this is coming up on Sunday,
Yeah.
the 27th at 3:00, and it's via Zoom and Facebook.
Okay. So they can
And
go to your Facebook page.
yes.
Yes. That's so awesome. So awesome. You see how life happens and how we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? We just don't know what tomorrow brings. We have some comments here. Romani
Oh,
Edmondson, she says, congratulations, Mama D.
thank
And then
you.
Ine, my
Thank
sweet
you.
dear sister Ine says, bravo. Yes, yes. So Deb, we go through so many things. We never know. Wow, we have to read this one. This is a long one, but we're going to read this. The Unveiled Unlocked Barehead brothers respect and support us barehead sisters stars. I was blessed to meet Mama D when I saw Unveil Unlocked for the first time. She is one of my earth angels. Ashe. Ashe. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Jeanette says that was beautiful. She sends you a heart. Facebook is loving everything. And the thing I was going to say is we don't know what tomorrow brings, right?
We don't.
We
No.
don't know when we lay our head down what's going to happen in the morning, right? We just don't know. And that depends on whether it's going to be something physical, emotional, or mental. And we don't know. God bless you, Talk Hale. Ladies, let's chat. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, sis.
Thank
And
you.
we just don't know. When you were waking up and your hair was on your pillow and you ignored it and you were thinking, and then you just kept going on to do what you was doing, being a wife, being a mother, being a grandmother, going to work, blessing other people. Because since I've known you from day one, you have the heart of God. You always blessing, always. And when you realize that those doctors, you were frustrated, no one could pinpoint what was going on with you. They gave you every blood test. I don't know how many times you were stuck with a needle.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
how many CAT scans, how many, I don't know. I just can only imagine. And then finally, at the end of the road, after being depressed for years,
Yep.
right, and sick for years, right, you find out
came up.
that I have lupus.
Yeah, and they did the lupus test, but the lupus test came back negative because it wasn't in my blood. But
Wow.
when they did the scalp biopsy,
That's
how they found out what was attacking my hair follicles.
And then your life changed. From
It
that
did.
moment on, your life changed, which led you to going through harassment and very bad comments from people walking in the
People
street.
are
Because you said back then, I used to see some women with bald heads, but it was by choice. And you didn't
right,
see, like, today it's a fad, it's a thing, it's a trend to cut your hair off. Very, it's a cute thing. Oh, you're beautiful, right? And back then I could imagine. That's when I used to see you and you used to all be in tears. And I'm saying, you're beautiful, Deb. You said, but my hair, Sheila. I said, yeah, but look at God. Look at now. You see, we have to endure. We
sure,
have to
that's true.
persevere. We have to walk through the heart to get to we have to make a choice. We don't have to, but we should, right? It's a
Right,
choice, right? At some point, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
tired.
You need to
Yes,
get up from this broken place. And I commend you, my dear friend, my dear
thank you.
sister. You got up, you took everything off your head and got bold enough to cut it all off and just walk around. And then on the bus, God said, I got you. He sends a woman out of nowhere that had nerve. Because remember, your last experience on the
What?
bus wasn't a good one,
Right,
where the women were making fun of you,
pardon
calling
me.
you a dyke and out loud talking about you, not knowing internally what you were going through emotionally. So on the bus, you had a bad experience. But here you
Yes,
came on the bus and you said that lady came over and said, excuse me, miss, uh, is it by choice or by, what did she say?
illness.
Or illness that your hair is bald? And I could imagine how you looked at her like, I know you was like, not again, not again. But it was,
You know me.
yes, I do. And so
And
I'm
I was
thinking,
like, excuse me. But she was real nice. She said,
because she knew
I
your
don't,
response. Yes.
she said, I don't mean to pry or anything, but she told me she had a collective and she would like me to be a part of it,
Look at
you
God.
know?
That was your
And
breakthrough.
that
That's
was
what
a
I said. We
breakthrough.
have to see God in the thing. We always, oh, I don't know, you do. He's real. He's there. He's always there.
Yeah.
He sent her. He ordered her steps and he ordered your steps to be on that bus at
But
that. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. And now you're sitting there and that triggered you being a part of this incredible group, Unveiled Unlocked, where
unlocked.
the group of you guys, some of you by choice, cut your hair off. Some of you cut their hair off and to support a family member that's going through cancer and losing their hair. Men are in the group. So now you got men and women encouraging each other,
Each other.
dealing with a situation that no one else on the outside might have even thought of, but y'all support each other. And I love what you said. Someone
And
else said,
children.
yeah,
And
and children.
children.
Wow. And I
And
love
I
that
did.
you wait, let me finish this. I love the fact that you said that when women or anyone that comes in and they're in the first stage of losing their hair, the first stage, the stage you were in, the depressing stage, the crying, the sick stage, and you guys went and got your barber's license. Listen, one shot stop said, "No, we got you. Sit down. We're gonna take this hair off. We look at
Yep.
us. We did it." And then you touch her bald head or his bald head and pray over them. Do you know what that does to a
Yes.
person? My
Yep.
God,
We got positive affirmation.
that's true. It's
You know?
amazing, Lady Hill. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. That's why we have to always have compassion for each other.
And this is why I tell my kids and my foster kids, I be like, listen, y'all don't know who I know, so y'all better be on your P's and Q's all the time. Because if anybody come back and tell me anything that they seen y'all acting up in the street, I got a little baseball bat.
Yeah,
Yep.
but Deb, listen, you've come a long way. And so those of you, thank you so much for being here. Facebook, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
And
Thank you
Sheila,
for,
I thank you for allowing me to share my story. Hopefully, I'm encouraging somebody
I
that
believe
may
you
be
are.
going through something to heal and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes,
Trust
it is.
me.
You
If
just have to
I
keep
could do
moving.
it, you could do it too.
Yeah, you just got to keep it moving,
Yes.
right? And you know what I always say, when nothing changes, nothing changes. So
Exactly.
something has to change.
Change.
When you make a move, there's the change. It happens, right?
Yes.
One step at
Yes.
a time. one step
Yes.
at a time. And so I'm so grateful that you shared your story. I'm going to bring you back soon so I can
Okay.
find out more about your poems. And before you leave, can you please say your poem one more time?
The same one?
The same one.
Okay. Loving me from head to toe is just one of my many fantasies. As I take notice in the changes of this vessel that you see, my head with hair now shaven, but the shape to my amaze is perfect for a lady of my stature and my age. My eyes can be captivating because I love the lure of my men. And I'm always, always looking at everything I can. And as my daddy always told me about that red thing in your mouth, it'll cause you lots of trouble if you're not careful what you talk about. And my neck is kind of slender and my shoulders kind of broad. And my breasts are teeny weeny and my arms are very long. And then I see my belly with some fullness and some fat. And I guess that comes with aging. And I really don't like that. And I just cannot imagine what happened to my shape. So I do a little pivot, a modeling technique used with grace, and then I turn my head around to see what's at my rear. No big booty sticking out, it just does not appear. But my legs are still quite firm, for all the dancing seemed to help. And my feet are another issue I prefer not to talk about. For you see, I keep them covered so no one else could see. I've become very sensitive of the feet that carry me. So to me, I've been very loving, receptive, and kind, taking pride in this vessel to keep every part alive. To my sisters and my brothers, take notice of the vessel you're in and give it all your attention. Love the body that you're in.
Bravo.
Blessings.
Bravo,
Thank you.
bravo,
Thank you.
bravo. How awesome is this? It's been a great show, a great chat. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you all for being here. I hope that I didn't miss any comments and post them. Facebook, thank you for being here all the time. I really appreciate your presence. And so stay tuned for more of Bravo with Sheila. Remember, I started a new channel, the Sheila Ingram Ministries broadcast. It's across the street. You can pop over there and hit the subscribe button and hit the likes and hit that bell so you get notified when I'm going live. That channel is basically my, my the believers channel, where I can kind of turn loose with the word of God. Not that I don't do it here, but it's a little subtle here because the platform is just for what it's for. But jump on over there and tell somebody next time. God bless you, Dawn. Thank you so much for being here. And so I'm so happy. We got some great content coming up for you next week. We have a wonderful talk. Hail, ladies, let's chat. If you guys would do me a big favor, please just subscribe to her channel and her wonderful husband, Sir Hale Speaks. I tell you, you need to come on at 6:45 on YouTube for Sir Hale Speaks. I'm talking about some incredible fun time in the morning. This guy and his wife are really they're going to break ceilings. They're going to make the ceilings their floors. And just hit the subscribe button and on Talk Hale. You see her. She's in the chat on Facebook. On YouTube. And on Facebook, you guys pop on over. Janice is saying hallelujah. Said it's a great show. I love it. People love the content. And so let's see. I think this is a comment I didn't put up. No matter how many times I hear that poem, it's my favorite. Yes, by poetress Mama D. Thank you. And thank you to you for being here. That poem is so, so beautiful. That's why I asked you to do it again. So you guys, those of you, keep coming back, keep bringing some women back to Bravo with Sheila. We had a great time. I have a great show coming up. I don't even have my list in front of me, but just keep checking back. If you hit that bell and hit, that bell, when I go live, and I won't have to worry about you. And those of you who are new, please give me a thumbs up. If you came in and didn't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. And I appreciate you being here. And until next time, remember, when nothing changes, and you must what? Keep it moving. You heard me. Keep it
Keep it
moving.
moving.
Keep it moving. That's what I need you to do. Deb, stay right there because we definitely raised the bar tonight. Deb, say ciao.
Ciao.